Hi there, this is Flavia and thank you so much for stopping by. Today I've decided to take a break from assembling die cuts, which is my favorite thing to do, and create note cards using layering stencils, which by the way are so much fun and easy to use. These are split gatefold note cards with a belly band made out of cardstock. And I added the stencil panels that I created to the front of the note cards as well as to the inside to give it a more finished look. Here we have the layering stencil sets that I will be using today by Pretty Pink Posh. One is the layered candles and the other one is the layered presents. Each set has 3 layers and I will be using ink pads as well as gel paste to stencil these images. However, before I do that, I will first add some interest to these white panels by running them through my die cut machine with this piercing plate by Simon Says Stamp. These are Hammermill white cardstock and I cut them to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inches. This metal plate by Simon Says Stamp will add some really cool piercing patterns to the panels, but you can definitely skip this step if you want to. Once this is done, I can go ahead and start stenciling over these pierced panels. For this first panel, I will use the layered present stencil set and 2 different shades of green for the first 2 layers. These mini ink pads are by Altenew, by the way, and they are perfect for layered stamping or stenciling because you can buy sets of 4 different shades of one color. To add some sparkle for the third layer, instead of using ink pads, I will use a glitter gel paste. I will also create a pink version of this one and use golden gel paste for the last layer. Remember to create 2 of the same panel because we will decorate the inside of the note cards as well. Also make sure to clean off your stencils before switching colors. If you're using gel paste as well, make sure to clean them up immediately so it is easier to remove the gel paste from your stencil. To remove ink from the stencil, we can simply wipe it off with a clean cloth. However, the gel paste can be tricky and we definitely need to get up and go wash the stencils off. I just use water and hand soap to wash my stencils, and if I need to scrub it, I use an ink blending brush that also needs to be washed to do that. This way I can wash 2 tools at once. For the layered candles panels, instead of using different shades of one color, I will actually use different colors to create really bright and colorful panels. For the second layer, I will use a slightly darker shade of each color that I applied on the first layer, and then for the third one, which are the flames, I will use a gold gel paste. Since I liked the result of this one very much, I decided to use the layered presents again using the same colors of ink. Once I'm done stenciling, I will set all of my panels aside to dry and wash my media mat and stencils before my gel paste dries. To create 2 split gatefold note cards at once, we can score an 8 1/2 by 11 inches page of cardstock at 2 1/8 from both ends, fold each side in and cut it in half at 5 1/2 inches. I will add here white panels inside my split gatefold note cards where I can write a message. I like to keep the space to write a message white, but this is also a step that you can skip if you want to. I will trim each stenciled panel that I created earlier to 4 by 5 1/4 inches and then cut it in half. So we will end up with 2 pieces of 2 by 5 1/4 inches. Like I mentioned before, I created 2 of the same panel and I will adhere one set to the front and the other set inside my split gatefold note card. So even though this colorful cardstock that I used to make this split gatefold card bases are lightweight, it will feel heavyweight because of all of these panels that we are adding, which I think it's great because I don't really like flimsy note cards. I prefer heavyweight note cards that can stand nicely on display. To adhere these panels to my note cards, I'm using strong liquid adhesive and I will keep on repeating this process to all of my split gatefold note cards. You don't really have to decorate the inside if you don't feel like it, but I do think it makes all of the difference and it really brings your note card to the next level. For the sentiment, I will be using the Simon Says Stamp Birthday Word Mix 1 stamp and die set. I love that this set has really great sentiments in different styles and that we can stamp lots of it at once. This way we can have leftover pieces for the next time we need to make a birthday note card. I'm using Altenew Obsidian Pigment ink to stamp these sentiments. This is my favorite black ink, by the way. And this white tool that I'm using to help me press the stamp down is just a tri-board eraser, which can be very handy when working with large stamps. Once I'm done stamping, I can go ahead and die cut all of these sentiments. I love that with this set we are able to cut out all of these individual sentiments by using one metal plate only, so we can quickly align the metal plate with the stamped sentiments and cut out lots of sentiments at once. This is such a time saver and a well thought out product. I really enjoy using this set, and if you're interested, know that they have more sets like this with sentiments for other occasions as well. For the belly bands, I will cut out a long strip of cardstock that is about 1 inch wide and wrap it around my note card to figure out how long it needs to be and then trim off the excess. To decorate each belly band, I will add some thin cardstock strips. Then I can go ahead and glue both ends of this belly band together. To hide this section where the two ends meet, I will sandwich it between a stamped die cut sentiment and another white die cut. I will also adhere die cut sentiments inside the note cards as well and add cardstock strips to the flap of each envelope to make them match. Here is a closer look at all of the completed note cards. I love how they turned out, and I hope you enjoyed this video and felt inspired. Split gatefold note cards are so fun and easy to make, and I hope you give it a try if you haven't tried it yet. For this last one with pink presents only, I did not create a belly band, so instead of sequins, I added flat back bits. I glue one round die cut sentiment to each side of this split gatefold note card. However, when the note card is closed, it looks like there is only one die cut sentiment, which works as a fun surprise for the recipient. For pictures of these note cards and a visual supply list of all products used today, make sure to visit my blog. I hope you have an amazing day, take care, and happy crafting!